So I've been meaning for some time now to do another video on meditation, and so today's the day. And this variety of meditation was made famous in the 70s by a certain guru who had something to do with the Beatles. In the summer of '67, was it? The Beatles went down to Bangor in Wales and stayed there with him some time, and then they went again to join him in India, where they became disenchanted with him because he was hitting on all of their girlfriends. As gurus do, you know. But the meditation that he made famous, you'll all know what it is. And I suppose I can say it. The reason why I'm a bit reticent is because the Transcendental Meditation Organization, they endeavor to take down any videos which are speaking some truth about their institution, because it isn't all above board. It's very deceptive, to be quite honest, and the whole crux of that meditation is a mantra, and they charge, from what I've researched years ago, between £800 and £1,200 for 2 afternoon meetings. Most of the time is spent watching videos that relate to transcendental meditation. They try to link quantum mechanics to transcendental meditation, and some of you may be aware of the PhD John Hagelin. He's done lots of videos where he's speaking about the nature of the cosmos being pure consciousness, and everything deriving out of consciousness and all that. I thoroughly enjoyed those videos when I watched them many years ago. But the thing is about this meditation, you don't need to spend any money, because what you're going to get from one of these venues is a little bit of instruction as to how to do it, and they will give you a name which you use as a mantra, and these names you can get them off the internet. You just type in transcendental meditation mantras, and that's what I did years ago, and there's a whole list of them. So you just do that, you choose whatever one suits you, and I think all of these names, they're like Hindu gods or something like that. They're 2 syllables, and the one I chose was Shyam, 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 Shyam. And all you do, people, if you want to learn this variety of meditation, which is just a mantra meditation, it's no big deal. The whole thing about transcendental meditation, nobody transcends any more than anybody else if you're meditating correctly. But they've patented and copywritten this grouping of words, Transcendental Meditation Organization, and so people that use that, then they will write to YouTube and tell them that we're the Transcendental Meditation and these people are using our name, and so I don't quite know how I'm going to work around it just yet, but you see, the thing that I had a bone of contention with when I was looking into this many years ago was that how could anybody copyright 2 words from the British language? transcendental meditation. If you use those words together, then, you know, they try to sue you or get the video taken down, and I don't know whether I'll even get a strike for this. But if I do, then I'll disappear for 2 weeks and I'll be back. So let's see how it goes, shall we? So this meditation, all you need to do is just close your eyes and be still and say this mantra, a two-syllable word, which doesn't mean anything, so you can't relate anything to it. Like Shyam, what does that mean? It doesn't mean nothing. So therefore you can say in your mind's eye, Shyam, 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 over and over and over until your mind gets tired and it stops thinking. So it's a form of hypnosis, really. So what we do is we say this mantra, and I have to be categorical about this because I'll still get somebody saying, do you say it out loud? You say the mantra in your mind, people. Okay? And you just keep repeating it. And you kind of repeat it like this. Shyam, 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 Shyam. Now, the curious thing is, for those people that don't have an internal monologue, then they can't hear themselves saying that word. So I don't know how this would work. And this probably constitutes why many people can't, in actual fact, meditate using this method. And I wonder if people would even need to meditate or benefit from meditation if they don't have an internal dialogue in any case, because the whole premise of meditation is to calm the mind to such a degree whereby your mind stops thinking. Now, if you have an internal dialogue like I do, then you very often will have two voices. You can have conversations, you can have debates, you can have arguments, discussions of any level and magnitude, and this is what helps us work things out and think for ourselves. But you see, when you've got people that don't have an internal dialogue or monologue, then how do they think for themselves? If they're not thinking words and thoughts, if they don't actually think, oh, I think I'm going to have a sup on my beer, if they don't think that, then how do they know to do it? What actually tells them to do it? It must be something that's automated, right? Is the satellites telling them to do it? Is the cosmos telling them to do it? Who is actually telling them to do it? I mean, when I'm walking up here with the camera in my bag, I'm thinking in my mind, and I'm speaking to myself, maybe I'll make that meditation video that I've been meaning to for a long time. Yeah, okay, that sounds cool. But if you don't have a monologue, then you can't think that. And so how does it work? And this is why I think that people are so easily programmed, because they don't think for themselves. All the information they get is from other people. This is why you just always hear people copying other people. And it used to be a classic in the old days when most people, you know, used to read these rag mags, the tabloids, the Sun and the Star and the Daily Mirror and all those rubbish newspapers. And I used to work in the building, and everybody used to have a Sun or the Star in the bag along with their sandwiches, you know. And you know, page 3 got some tits on page 3, and you know, some football on the back page, and that's about all they'll ever read. And just the headlines, oh, so-and-so's shagging so-and-so, and that was all about. And then you'd hear them throughout the day talking to people about so-and-so shagging so-and-so, and the football scores and that's all they'd be repeating. They wouldn't be saying anything, they wouldn't be engaging in intellectual conversations, just repeating that stuff. So what happens today? Well, they get it off the tweets, so they just go around tweeting. They don't think for themselves, they don't ask any questions, they just tweet. And so you'll doubtless know a lot of these people yourselves, and doubtless you'll find them exceedingly tiresome and frustrating. And you'll ask, do these people ever have an original thought? No, they don't. They don't. So anyway, I don't know how those people would get along with this method of meditation. I don't even know if they could meditate at all. I don't know whether there'd be a purpose in them meditating, because if they don't have any thoughts in their head, there's nothing to quieten, there's nothing to still, is there? So for those of us that do have thoughts and would benefit from a more still mind, then here we go. So when we close our eyes and we calm down and we say this mantra, the whole purpose of saying this mantra is that if you keep repeating it, then it makes thoughts more difficult to come to the forefront. It doesn't make it impossible. The thoughts in the early stages will always get through, and then what you'll do is having, let's just say, let me just do it, I'm saying it out loud, but I will be saying it in my head, right? Shyam, 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 Shyam. And then a voice had come, phew, it's a bit hot. Do you think you're going to burn, or do you need to go into the shade? And I'm like, oh fuck, I'm supposed to be meditating. Shyam, 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 Shyam. And then after a few minutes you'll start to go Shyam, Shyam. And then it's kind of like, oh, your arse is aching a little bit. The ants are bugging me, crawling on my feet. Oh shit, I'm meditating. Shyam, Shyam. So you keep having to bring it back. You remember, oh, I'm thinking, I've entered into thoughts. I've got to stop the thoughts and just keep going with the mantra. And eventually, you know, this, I mean, I think, for me, this took at least 3 months before I had a breakthrough. And the breakthrough was that I was in a meditation one day, and all of a sudden, there was just kind of like a pooh in my head, and my mind instantly felt massively expansive, and there was no thoughts. It was absolutely still, and it felt really weird, and I was still with my eyes closed, and I went, wow, what the fuck's that? And then in my mind I went, hello, hello. I didn't know whether something was going to be going, hey, well done, you finally entered into the bliss of transcendental meditation. And I didn't know whether there's going to be clowns blowing flutes and juggling and clashing cymbals and all that sort of thing. But nothing happened. It was just a void, and I stuck with it, seeing if anything would happen for about 10 minutes, and then it's kind of like, well, nothing's happening. There's nothing here. And I opened my eyes and I went, is that it? Is that what all of these people have been banging on about for all these years? The nothingness. And I said to myself, it's fucking boring. Fucking boring, to be fair, mate. So anyway, I continued to meditate every single day. I've meditated every single day for 15 years. And in time, what happened was that I'd get into this space, not often to begin with, but every so often you get back there again. It's like, wow, I'm back here again now, in this nothingness. And, well, I'll just sit it out in this nothingness. And I started to realise that, well, in that nothingness is the complete stillness and calmness of human consciousness. And there's great benefits of being in this calm, because it's very nurturing to the mind. You know, when your brain is not firing, you know, or thinking, and you know, you're not traumatizing yourself with, I've got to, you know, pay the tax bill, I've got to clean the car, I've got to do the shopping, you know, there's a million and one things. If you can just get away from that just for half an hour, 20 minutes or something, wow, it really is very, very special. And so we get these points now and again, and it feels so good. But the whole meditation gets easier, and you know, we don't have to use the mantra after some time. Maybe, you know, it depends how long you do it for. Maybe it'll take you 6 months or a year or something. We're all different. But eventually you won't need to use the mantra. You will just close your eyes and your thoughts will stop, and you'll be in the nothingness. And that's pretty well how I am today after all these years. And so I haven't used a mantra for many years. I just close my mind, relax, and the body instinctively, intuitively knows, it's this again. Okay. And so the ego just sets aside, and then I have this stillness, and when my body, my mind has had enough, then it'll just open its eyes and think, that's enough. And you feel greatly satiated, you're calm, the world looks brighter, you recognize more stuff. And then what happened with me is, for many, many years, I would just get downloads of information, stuff I'd never thought about for many, many years. And so that's why I started this channel, you know, making the videos. So let me just reiterate, it's really, really simple, people. And lots of you will go, oh, I can't do it, you know, oh, I just keep thinking. Well, if you apply the same defeatist attitude to anything else, then is it any wonder that you've never achieved anything? For instance, if you wanted to learn to play a musical instrument, if you was playing the violin and went, oh, I just can't do it, and then you just put it down, well, everyone would think you're a fucking idiot, wouldn't they? They'd go, well, of course you can't fucking do it. It takes 10 fucking years to learn to play an instrument, you idiot. What made you think that, you know, with a you could do it? Even if you went for 3 months, you know, you'd still be sounding like shit. It's perseverance, tenacity, and dedication. Day in, day out, thousands and thousands of hours. The 10,000 hour rule comes into play. By the time you've done 10,000 hours with anything really, that's when you're getting pretty good at it. 10,000 hours. That's 3 hours a day for 10 years, people. Do the math. And that's just how it is. But meditation, you know, as we're all different and our brains work in different ways, who knows how long it's going to take before you can just sit down and not have any thoughts and get great benefit from it. Now, when we do this, Shyam, 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 your mind will become more and more tired until in the end you listen to yourself, if you've got an internal monologue, going Shyam, Shyam, and then you think to yourself, well, there's no point in saying that. I don't have any energy behind it. So you stop saying it, and then you see if you're in the stillness. And if you're in the stillness, it's kind of like, wow, I'm in the stillness. I'm in the peace and quiet. And then if thoughts start to come back, oh, you know, oh, I've got cramp or this, that and the other, then move around a little bit and then go back to the mantra. Shyam, Shyam, Shyam. Because it's all about conditioning the mind. You know, when we're playing an instrument, we have to condition our fingers into moving around, you know, the fretboard like on a guitar or the violin. We've got to know exactly where we're going to be placing our fingers on the strings and all this sort of thing. It takes a long, long time, and it will take quite a while before you start to see some decent results from meditation. But if you give up, you know, having tried it every day for 1 week, if you are the sort of person that gives up things because you've got no tenacity, then probably don't even start. You're just wasting your time. But if you think that, yeah, I can do that, I've learned to play an instrument, I've learned to do a skill, when I set my heart and mind to do something, then I can do it, and I can dig in through thick and thin. If you're that sort of person, then you'll conquer your mind, and you'll be able to meditate. Now, the benefits of meditation are vast. You increase your state of consciousness, you increase your state of awareness, you no longer have all different sorts of shit going around in your head. I just don't remember the last time I had shit in my head. And so your mind is free. And then when it's free, then you can think about more important things, or you are much more observant, or you can plan better, and you can absorb information deeper when you're reading, because you've not got the internal dialogue or monologue rattling along, you know, in the back of your mind when you're reading. You know, do you ever get that? When you're reading, and you're reading the words, I was walking down the street and I was hoping I was going to catch a bus, and then you've got like, oh fuck, walking down the street, what about, let's go and have a beer, oh well, I'm fucking thirsty, let's go and have a beer, shall we, this book's boring, and this, that and the other. You know, do you ever get that? That's internal dialogue. But when you become master of the ego, you can turn it off, and any thoughts that come into your mind that you don't consider are beneficial, you just go, no thanks, no thanks, I'm turning you off, goodbye. And then the ego takes a back seat, and it's a wonderful, marvelous ability to be able to do that. And so then you're no longer driven incessantly by the ego. You are walking around doing whatever you want to do under the guidance of pure awareness, spirit, and you're in a different dimension, people. You actually are in a different world. And so I used to say, when I was doing my meditation, I used to say that I want to increase my consciousness, let's say by 10%. And I'd do this for months and months and months, and then I'd go, fuck it, if I'm going to do it for 10%, I might as well do it for 20%. And then I'd go, okay, I'm increasing it now by 20%. And within 1 month's time, I would have increased it by 20%. And if you keep repeating these, you know, mantras, I suppose, affirmations, then you self-hypnotize yourself, and then something happens. It actually does happen. And so, you know, I made videos in the past, and I said, I'm kind of regretting it now that, you know, my consciousness, you know, was expanding. I don't know how much it's expanded now. Of course, it expands every time you take some entheogens. And so my consciousness is out there. And it's kind of like, well, you invariably can't speak with anybody. You can't communicate with anybody. You can't share what you feel and see in the world, because people don't feel it and see it. Because you see colours more accentuated, you see all the nuances, you see so much more. You're like some sort of cyborg, digitally analysing everything. You absorb all the details, when under normal circumstances, normal people don't see these things. And when you point them out, they don't mean anything to them either. But when you enter into a state of God consciousness via your meditation, because we're going back to source, people, we're actually going back to God consciousness, we're going back to cosmic consciousness. And that's why, if you listen to some of these meditation videos by the Eastern people, they'll call it cosmic consciousness, because when you enter into that state, you are actually back at source. You are back in cosmic consciousness. You are outside of your egoic, earthbound consciousness. And so then you can play between the two, and it's wonderful. And less we spend time in the ego, and more we spend it in cosmic consciousness. And of course then, you know, we start to get downloads, we get in contact with entities and spirits, and we feel intuitively varying spirits and energies and all different sorts of things. And like me, well, you know, I consider that I've had Jehovah speak with me, Jesus speak with me, Satan or devils speak with me. I've had angels visit me, and I've seen many entities on entheogens, and I feel I've had energies of entities working through me, and so now I'm very finely tuned to when other energies come and go, other spirits come and go. And for those of you that think this is a load of mumbo jumbo, then if you want to, you can open up your consciousness by trying to astral project, leave your body. The day you leave your body, then you won't discount anything anymore, because that is so outlandish, it is so absolutely incredibly bizarre that you will know that anything goes. And then if you've had some DMT trips or some heavy entheogenic trips, and you've seen entities and different worlds, again, you just, your consciousness expands, you enter into many different dimensions of consciousness, because every time, if you meditate, you're in one state of consciousness. If you take DMT, you're in another, psilocybin another, acid another, peyote another, you know, lots of different things. You're just slipping out of different states of consciousness. And when you do that, then there are other entities there. And but when we are meditating, we can have absolutely incredible visions, crystal clear visions of many things. You can have such wonderful feelings of bliss come over you, where you just stream tears down your cheeks because you have entered into samadhi, nirvana, heaven, whatever, when your mind is just buzzing with ecstasy. Now, those variety of experiences happen very seldom. I've had about 5 of those within 15 years. And so they come around randomly, and there's nothing you can do really to try to bring them around. It's just kind of like the spirit world just gives you something at a certain time. But when we meditate, there's many benefits, that's what I'm saying. And so for those of you that feel as if you could do it, and you want an expanded state of consciousness, you want a calmer disposition, you want to have power over the ego, you want to be able to stop intrusive thoughts, you want to be able to set the ego aside whenever you want to and live in peace. Now, if that sounds attractive to you, well, you might want to try this method of meditation. Now, what I did when I wanted to learn this, I went on to YouTube and I listened to people talking about transcendental meditation and blah David Lynch and John Hagelin and Bob Roth and all these people. But there's no way on this planet was I going to be paying that stupid money for something that I was pretty sure I could work out myself. So I just went, let me go to the horse's mouth. Let's see if Yogi Mahesh, what's that Beetle guru name? You know, the TM head of the TM. I think he's dead now, actually. Yogi Mahesh something. This little effeminate, gay-looking Indian guru dude, right? He's speaking all very softly like this, like it's very clear. And then he'd say like, transcendental meditation. It's very simple to do. All we need to do. And they go on like this, and it's kind of like, for those that's got constitution to listen to that little queer, they had a video for 2.5 minutes, and I listened to it, and basically he said, you just think of a non-word, a 2-syllable non-word that doesn't relate to anything. And the reason why you want a non-word is because if you say to yourself, oh okay, car, or let's say highway, 2 syllables, highway. Then you think about cars, you think about highways, you think about all the highways you've been on, you think about the highways you haven't been on, and before you know it, you're thinking about highways, because that word relates to so many different things. But if you've got a non-word, then you can't relate anything to it, you see? And that's where the magic is. So I use Cheyenne, and then you'll find yourselves more and more getting deeper and deeper, and often you'll find yourself, there's no thoughts. I'm in the realm of no thoughts. Well, stay there and enjoy it for as long as you can. It's amazingly peaceful, and when you're there, you just sit there. And what I do is I let all my facial muscles just hang down. Whenever you see people meditating, they've got straight back and they've got this mudras like this, and they've got their jaw up, and it's kind of like, well, they're not relaxed. But if you see, I don't sit like that with a straight back, and I don't use stupid mudras. I just relax. Because if the body's relaxed, it's much more easy for the mind to relax. And then I let the jaw just go. Because I've found, if I sit in meditation with my jaw closed, there's tension in the jaw. You see, I learned this when I went on a hypnotherapy course. I took a hypnotherapy course so I could give hypnotherapy to clients. And they tell you how to relax the whole body and all these different sorts of things to put people into hypnosis. But hypnosis and meditation are very similar states of mind because they both want you to be in the theta realm. And so everyday consciousness is the beta realm. Then when you're feeling a little bit drowsy, it's the alpha. And then you go a little bit more sedated, it's the theta. And then full-blown sleep is delta. And so lots of people say, oh, I keep falling asleep when I'm meditating. And I say, well, when you will go to sleep then, because you're obviously tired. And then when you wake up, you're not tired, try to meditate again. It's simple. When people go, oh, I can't meditate, oh, I just fall asleep, I do. Well, don't meditate when you're fucking tired then. It's like saying, oh, I can't play guitar, I can't. My fingers are all battered and sore from building. Well, wait until your fingers are not battered and sore then. Elementary, isn't it? It's amazing, though, how common sense isn't that common. And people just say very, very stupid things. I don't know whether meditation makes people less stupid. I'd like to think it would. But it most certainly enables people to think better and think more clear, think more expansively, because you are thinking from a pure mind. You're not thinking from a really cluttered realm. You see, it's kind of like if you try to think in a classroom full of people and they're all talking, shouting, doing this, that and the other. It's kind of like, for goodness sake, people, I can't hear myself think. Yeah, well, often people's minds are like that. They've got all different sorts of chatter going on, and it's kind of like, I can't do this. So that's why we have a mantra to override those voices. So anyway, I don't know whether I've covered everything that you feel necessary. Having listened to the video, if you've got any questions other than, do you say the mantra out loud? Other than that. And what if you fall asleep? Because I don't know what I'd do if I saw you. So please, don't be saying silly things like that. And so, see what you reckon, see how you get on with it. And I'd say put something down in the comments if it was worth a fucking wank saying that, but it's not really, is it? Never really is. So, there you go. I've just given you something else. I've given you my time, my knowledge, my wisdom, for free. There you go, take it as usual.